Welcome back to ruralvacantland.com. This is Luke Smith. I'd like to show you another property I've got up for sale. This one is 5 acres. It's in Cochise County, Arizona. I got a little map. Here's a map of Arizona. Cochise is this one down in the southeasternmost corner of Arizona. You got Tucson over here and Phoenix up here in Maricopa County. So that's kind of the region where this property's at. I'll zoom in a little more as we go. But I think the neat thing about this property is I just changed the price on it. I changed it to $99 a month for 36 months. People are always asking for terms properties and making payments and stuff. I figure I'll set some of these up. And I think that's just really easy terms. $99 a month for 36 months for 5 acres. And why these 5 acres? Let's take a look at this one. This is a piece of original 40 acres. So it's a southern half. It's the southwest quarter of the southern half. So if we look at this map, southwest quarter of the southern half of this piece, and that's the APN. You can look it up with the county and all the records and public records and everything if you want to go look it up and do that kind of research. Property tax like 50 something bucks a year. There's GPS coordinates on here. I got legal descriptions, the section, range, township, all that kind of information's on the website. There's a buy it now link on the website. To get to this website, there's a description in the description box below. There's a link to the website. But so let's open up the GPS coordinates by clicking on them. If you click on them in your phone, it should give you driving directions to the property. Clicking on them in the computer should give you a map like this, like a Google map, that you can see the property. And so it looks like there's a house over here. There's some little roads here. There's a road that goes up this way. There's roads over here. There's no direct road straight to the property. You're going to have to figure out the last little bit of it. But that gives you the privacy. No one's coming to bug you either. See, people have figured out roads in the area. It's open grazing land, so the cattle can roam free across the area until you fence them out. And so part of that is people, ranchers chase the cattle, go check on the cattle. They cross all these different people's lands, and they cross your land. Just people cross the land for the last hundreds of years, riding horse, and eventually pickup truck, dirt bike, 4-wheeler, whatever, until you kind of fence them out. And so you can kind of use those right of ways to get into the property as well. In Arizona, there's laws. It's illegal to bar someone access to their private property. So this one, it looks like it's on a little stream or a wash where you could collect water in a rainy season. Looks like there's some bush and trees there. This one even looks like it's casting a pretty good shadow. Probably a good spot when you're setting up to take a leak, or I don't know if I should say that on here, but you know what I mean. Okay, so let's move on. I got some property lines. So it's a southern part, this corner down here, southern half, southeastern quarter of the southern half. So it's this 1/8 of this square down here, where there's a creek running through, and you could live off the side. When it does rain, you could fill up your tanks and stuff from that. And it looks like these roads over here even have names on them. You could take some of these routes over. You get pretty darn close there. Just have to drag out that last little bit to drive in and out of there. I know what I want to do. I wanted to zoom out of this area, and you see these mountains up here. There's mountains just beyond. These trails kind of head up to these mountains. These mountains start getting into the what do you call it? National Monument, Chiricahua National Monument. And so as we zoom out some more, you'll see that you got all these different tanks. I think these tanks are for, I don't know if they're old cattle tanks or what, but let's zoom in on some of these. Limestone tank. Not exactly sure. But you see these old tanks hidden out in these hills. Big Ben #2 tank. They would collect water, right? And do water collection. Here you go. Some old water collection spot. The stream's down here, but somehow they rerouted this one, and people would do that. in the past. People still do that, try to collect water. So this is how you get water for the cattle and water in the area. But the old ranches in here, they're not ranches anymore. They're national monuments, like park land, right? Just right up into these hills. So these hills go and go. Down to the south here, you got town, you got Home Depot, Walmart, supplies, groceries. There's a highway that gets up here close. And then to the north, all these hills, it's nature, right? It's your backyard wonderland. And it's called Chiricahua National Park, Chiricahua National Monument. Well, I could pull this one up too. I should probably do that. But I wanted to pull up the pictures on Instagram. Oh yeah, here you go. It's National Park Service, and it got all these weird rocks, like rocks piled on top of rocks. The geology is just funky here. All kinds of stuff going on. You got trees and mountains and camping and birds and horseback and all kinds of stuff, right? So let's go to Instagram, and the National Park Service has been posting pictures on Instagram of this park. And let's go through them because I think this is beautiful. This is the kind of stuff I like to take the kids to go see. I mean, it's the kind of stuff I like to see. So you got a landscape where trees are precious, and so they're taking pictures of the trees that are here. It's not like tons and tons of trees, but they're taking pictures of the ones that they do have. And did you know that this park has 3 something sites? So I guess there's a couple different Chiricahua chunks of land. There's bats. There's lots of bats in the caves. Here's some caves they're showing off. There's a bunch of geology, weird geology stuff going on. Look at that trail. That'd be a fun one to hike. I mean, I'd want to take my sun hat for sure. Bunch of water. Go explore. This is just up the hill from where the property is. There's a tarantula. My son would love catching that thing. I don't know what he'd try to feed it. He'd try to feed it everything. He had a dead gopher today. We caught it in the garden. He was trying to feed him grass. He was trying to feed him grass seeds. He's trying to feed him different kinds of weeds. It's like, he's dead, man. He doesn't get it. Doesn't understand the concept of dead yet. But still fun to watch. Here's some hardware from the old ranch. Here's a sunset over the park. What is that? That's not the raccoon I'm used to. The Cote Mundi have been very active recently, traveling and foraging in bands of 20, including adults and youngs. This one was spotted outside the visitor center a few days ago. Coatis are in the raccoon family, but something active during the day. So it's like a daytime raccoon. I've never seen one of those before. Have you? Oh yeah, it actually snowed. This was December 7th, 2017. It actually snowed up in the tops of this mountains, and it snows so infrequently they made a big deal about it. Like, oh my gosh, it snowed. I'm from northern Michigan. I don't get excited for snow. But in a place like this, people get excited to see the snow. It's like I live in Southern California, right? When it rains, we like to drive up the hill and go find some sledding for the kids. It's in Michigan, you can't get away from it. But this kind of countryside, this isn't snow country. This is like the Wild West. Here's an old fort, and what'd that say? 1894. The Apache Wars. 5,400 foot elevation on one of those rocks. Look at that. So there's the valley out below. So I've owned a bunch of land in these different valleys, and I think that is a view to the east, though. I'm thinking that's east off the other side. I try to stay away from the land over there. It's really hard to ever sell. really easy to buy. Flat, boring, nothing land. National Park Service. There's some turkey. Oh, that's cool. It's like springtime with the little guys. You know, some of these turkeys they have now, they're not the native ones in northern Michigan, but they had like a mix with, I think it was a Chinese one. They'll have like 30 young at a time instead of 2 or 4. This is more natural. There's like 3 of them. My parents' place is flooded with turkeys because of that crossbreeding. The horses going up the trail. This might be a Frisian with the feathers, that shape. It's good looking, thick, sturdy horses. Nice trees to go riding in. Might even be a little stream bed there. Good looking trees, rocks. This is all just uphill from the property. Sorry if I'm getting distracted, but I like looking at pictures. There's some people studying bats. Here's a different view of those rock piles of the Chiricahua National Monument. Here's some people, running around. And so here's the park, and let's get back to the property. So that's right uphill. So you're at the foothill of that park. I'm asking $99 a month for 36 months. And I think this is the right one for someone. Maybe it's you. If you're interested, click the link in the description below, and it'll take you to my website here, and you can click the buy it now button. Let's make sure it's working. Yeah, $99 recurring monthly starting immediately for 36 periods. So you fill out your information, hit next, put your credit card or debit card in there, and I'll just keep charging every month, and I'll transfer the deed over into your name after it's all paid off. You can start using it first day you make a payment. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's Luke Smith at ruralvacantland.com.